Hello my peculiars and welcome back or welcome to my peculiar corner if you are new here. My name is Andy and here we are at yet another magical Friday encounter. I hope you had an amazing week and that you enjoyed my last video with behind the picture magic. But today we are gonna go on with our ology series and I have a very special book, one of my most favorite, and that is the Monsterology book. Now, this book is in Romanian because that's how I found it. I have two of the ology books. I have them in Romanian. Is this one and the one about vampires, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I will translate for you. If we go through some little letters or passages or something else, I will just translate for you in English. But yeah, without further ado, let's crack on with the show and dive into the land of monsters. Here we are back from the Hogwarts library and ready to dive into the land of monsters. Now, unfortunately, as you can see, the book got a bit ripped here. I'll try and repair it somehow. It's not easy. Anyway, I was thinking that usually I don't really go for having more of the same books, but in this case I would like if I would manage to get this book but in English because I really like it. Now, as you can see, there is a bit of an gold foil, well, green foil in this situation going on. Here we have some monsters around the main circle, and again we keep the same ology tradition with having some jewels around the main picture of the book on the cover. And here, as you can see, we have some messages that are written in ancient runes. Now, I know one thing for sure, we have an alphabet of these runes, so we can actually manage to find out what the message is. But the alphabet, it's in the Dragonology writing kit, but I think even here in this one. But let's just dive in. Now, as we are already used with these books, they are all written from a point of view of an explorer, an adventurer. So it is like a diary. And here we go. As you can see, I had this very bad habit on writing on the cover. You can see I acquired this book on 9th of October 2014. It was for my birthday. I found it by mistake. This was actually one of the first ology books. This and the vampires one was the first ology books I acquired, and those are the ones that started it all. Now here it says the Monsterology, the Book of Monsters, but in English it would be Monsterology. It's an encyclopedia of magical creatures, edited by Douglas Steer. And here we have the Secret and Modern Society of Monsterologists and Societas Monstrorum. Here we have a passport and some from the Prime Secretary of the State of Her Royal Highness, and something that's from the law and so on. And this is like an agreement that the passport was given to Mr. Ernest Drake, to Dr. Ernest Drake. So here we have, you know, personal details, address, Drake Castle, St. Leonard's Forest, Horsham, England. Horsham, the date of place of birth, nationality British, occupation naturalist, and particular signs, you know, like brown eyes, gray hair. He's having a mustache, some small wounds on not wounds. Oh my god. Okay. Now I forgot how they are called, like scars, small scars on the hand and on his chest. Burning traces on his arm, obviously from dragon. We know Dr. Ernest Drake from the dragons, and he was born on 23rd of April 1822. It's very nicely done. Here we have the ones that are not afraid and they are thirsty for knowledge. Now let's see if I can manage to actually, yeah, I can manage to do it. Here we have a letter as we are already used to. Now, if you want, I will try and put it here for you. But sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it's in Romanian, so obviously you won't be able to read it, right? Unless you are Romanian. But yeah, you can see this is a beautiful illustration. If you want to know what's in the letter, just let me know in the comments below, and in the future we can go again through like these pop-ups from the ology books, and I can just translate them for you, the ones that are not in English, of course. Here, as you can see, it was published by Templar Publishing in the UK, but in Romania was Egmont. And now we have chapter 1, In Search of Magical or Fantastic Beasts or Magical Creatures. Here you can see a griffon, Grips vulgaris, it's a griffin, and then we also have some lindworm, rhinoceros, unicorn, and also here it's the Mongol worm of death. As we are already used with the ology series, in Monsterology we also have a very nice map, which again, oh my god, oh my days, just look at this beauty of a map. This is beautiful. You also have magical creatures here, the phoenix, for example, chimera, the sphinx, hippocampus, salamandra ignis, which is fire salamander, draco occidentalis, and here the illustrations, absolutely beautiful. Which, by the way, this map, you can find an illustration of it. I think I found it on some like how are they called, like an art reseller, but it goes for like $3,000 or something, only the map itself, which was done, you know, separately before the book was released, was done specially for the book. So yeah, it's quite expensive. And here we have fantastical creatures all over the world. How are they positioned and how to, you know, to get to them. Also here it's a commercial for the Practical Guide of Dragons. This we already have, the Field Guide into Dragons. And here we have a commercial for Fabulous Sanctuary of Animals, established by Dr. Drake, in St. Leonard's Forest, Horsham. Look how beautiful. And here we also have evolution of the fantastical creatures, how it's, you know, how it started. Or as you can see, from Plinoceros we have Monocerus serica and then Monocerus arabica, which is the unicorn. And here we have 50 millions, 30 millions, 7 millions, and the present time. And then on the inside, as we are always used, I'm gonna do this for you. We have some places where you can find magical creatures. And if we will go as well on this other side, again, we have, sorry for that, I hope that the phone is not moving anymore. Okay, we have some desert, Cape Ann, Massachusetts, we have Crete as well. Yeah, again, very beautifully illustrated and nicely done. Very magical, I would say. It really feels like, you know, you go to Hogwarts, to the library, and be like, okay, I need to get the Monsters book of Monsters. So there you have it. Now here we have creatures of the lands. And we have some subspecies of unicorns here. We have a map where we can find the Arab unicorn, for example. And here we have like a sample, and it's like hair from a unicorn. And okay, here we have Nue, which is Chimera japonicus. And then we have the Chimera Leocapri-serpens, the normal Chimera. And then we have Bacchus omnicibus, as you can see here, another creature. And we have, of course, some standard explanation for each. We have where do they, like their den, and then dimensions, and then we also have aspect, and then we have attack, if they have some attack weapons, and then what do they feed on. Here we have still creatures of like land creatures, then we have Yeti, Bigfoot, we have the 6 feet salamander, we also have Behemoth, and here we have actually another sample, and here it's shedded skin of salamander. And apparently it's like it was 5 years old, but it's beautiful. Like when you touch it, it's literally, you know, like the skin of a salamander, I would say. and it even explains to you here the cycle of life of the salamanders. Now we have water creatures, and we have the kraken, of course. Then we have the hippocamp. Then we have some species of fishes here. We have the leviathan. We also have the sea serpent. And here we have another specimen. It's skin from the tail of a sea serpent. Beautiful. Again, like, as you can see, it's very colored, and when you touch it, it really has that feeling of, it really feels like it's from a dragon or a snake. We have, again, we keep on going with the water creatures. Then we have a bunip. Here it is. We have a lake serpent, which looks very much like the Loch Ness monster. We even have a short story of the Loch Ness. Here we have some photographic album. Let's see what's hidden inside. We have pictures with Nessie. Then we have Bigfoot picture, and then we have a rock bird proof. These are like proofs of the magical creatures. And here we have a hydrus. I don't know, I presume it's the same in English. I hope so. Then we have something about kelpie. Now we have air creatures, and we start with the griffin, and here we have even like a skeleton, like a skull, a griffin skull, and this is the skull of a protoceratops, so you can see they are very similar. There we also have the Pegasus, the winged horse. We have a hippogriff, Buckbeak, as we know. We even have a baby hippogriff here. Special characteristics of a hippogriff, beautiful illustrations as always. A map that shows us where the creatures can be found. Then we continue with the air creatures, and here we have cockatrice, and then we have the rock bird, then the phoenix, obviously. We have Bennu, which is a real bird, and then we also have the Feng Huang bird. Look how beautiful it is. And here we have another specimen, which is ashes from the nest of a phoenix. It's unknown how old this is, but it has glitter inside. I can tell you that it really looks like ashes. Beautiful. Now here we have semi-human creatures, so half-human creatures. So we have a harpy. We have obviously mermaids, as you can see the illustration. We have a sphinx, manticore, and here we have a riddle book, obviously for the sphinx. And here we have something like, what doesn't have a leg in the morning, 2 legs at lunch and 6 legs in the afternoon, or face of Nessie, back of the unicorn, the beginning of nothing, the end of a horn, sorry. Yeah, so they're very, very nice riddles, so you can always have fun trying to find them and to find the answer to the riddles. And also here we have some species, subspecies of sphinx: androsphinx, cryosphinx, and hierocosphinx. And here some theory of the parallel evolution. We continue with the semi-human creatures. We have a cyclope here, we have a fawn, and then we have something about the like dwarf elephants. We have centaur, we know already. We have gorgon, and here we have semi-human creatures. And as you can see here, there is a vampire. I really hope you can see it. And then we have giants, and then we have a werewolf, gnome, and then we have zombie as well. Very beautiful, nice pop-up about semi-human creatures. If my phone is moving, I'm sorry, this tripod, it's a bit, let's say, not that stable. So now here we have the discovery of magical creatures or fantastic creatures, fantastic beasts. We have the equipment that, you know, the adventurer is using. Here we have a very nice illustration of a Jaculus serpens volucer, and here we have how to photograph the monsters, the principles of searching for monsters. Then we have some traps for the beasts, how you can, you know, catch the beast. I would not suggest that. I would suggest for you to go in the nature and just nicely from distance observe the creature, make an illustration of the creature, a drawing, and then observe their lifestyle, but never capture them. Because we need to, you know, we need to protect magical creatures and animals in general. Here we have The Voyage of 1898. It's like the notebook of Dr. Drake with illustrations. Here we have Manticore. It's like people eating manticore. And here we have like a short description. We have the creature, the name of the creature, details of the creature that has been seen, the date, the place where it has been seen, the hour. Here it says tea time, meteo conditions and observations. And we also have, it looks like a dragon, so it's like a type of dragon. Again, the same. So you can do your own journal. So when you go somewhere and you spot magical creatures or even our mundane animals, you can just always make a very nice, you can start your own notebook about magical creatures. And who knows, maybe it's gonna come out like as the book of you know, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by Newt Scamander. Here we have some useful spells. And for example, we have here a spell, the spell of Ceridwen for attracting unicorns. The properties of the unicorn horn. We never cut unicorns though, remember that. The Song of the Sirens. This is some protecting spell from Prester John. I guess it's against salamanders, fire salamanders. And here again we have some nice pop-up, which I'm hopefully be able to open. Yes, I remember. Here we have a hidden message, and we will have the alphabet on how to discover what's in this hidden message. And on the back we have, I don't even know if it's very visible for you, we have a knot, and it looks a bit druidic. And here it's called the Ogham writing. Here we have the Monsterologist in the old times, false Monsterologist. We have Plinius, Isidore of Sevilla, Olaus Magnus, Gideon Mantel, Charles Darwin. We already know Darwin. And here we have the work of a Monsterologist, conservation collection, and here at the end the message from Dr. Ernest Drake. And we have an amazing table here with specimens. This is one of the most, you know that every ology book has a surprise at the end of the book, which is something bigger. Well, this one, it's really exceeding all expectations. And here it is. So basically, here we have a piece of the fur of a yeti. Here we have hippogriff feather, it's invisible. Here we have a prehistoric parasite from the feathers of a phoenix, and it was caught in guys, help me, let me know down in the comments below how this is called. I keep forgetting. Here we have a Jaculus skin. Here actually it was an empty space, and it was for you to add if you have something. Like it's left empty, so if you find some artifact you can put it. Now here I have, this is a fairy from a friend of mine. She told me this is a protective fairy. She made this for me, and yeah, you can see it, I see it. So this is a fairy and I love it very much. It's one of my most precious things, that's why it was always in this book. And here we have the Ogham writing, and this was always very hard for me to take out of here for some reason. I'm trying not to, you know, break it, but it's kind of hard because it was glued wrongly, I would say. Yeah, unfortunately it is what it is. But here you have the alphabet, you know, of that kind of the Ogham writing, and then you can try and find out what the message was. Fortunately, even though it got a bit ripped, I can still read it and I can still see the alphabet, so that's the most important thing in the end. And I will try rewrite it and do it myself. And here, of course, as we know, we always have a message. And here it says, the person that carefully bends towards the discovery and research of nature will soon find out that the creature that we usually call horrible monsters and fearless monsters are in fact the fantastic beasts in the mystery to which the human science did not yet went in a way. That would be like a very rough explanation. Here it says Gildas Magnus Ars Monstrorum 1470. Yeah, now this was the Monsterology book. I really hope you enjoyed it. As you know, I love monsters, so this is one of my most prized books ever. It's also funny that this is one of the first books that I got from the Ology series. Fun facts, everything happens with a reason in life. Since my all-time favorite subject to study in the magical and wizarding world was care of magical creatures and everything about magical creatures. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's flip through, and until next week, don't forget 2 very important things. Stay magical, stay peculiar, always. Bye for now.